What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some of the best fragrances to wear in the fall. And actually, a lot of these fragrances I'm also getting familiar with. I've owned them for maybe a few months now, but I haven't really worn them too much since it's been warm. Now here in Buffalo, it's actually getting pretty cool. It's about the 40s. It's in the 40s, so it's pretty much winter for anybody else, but for us, this is our fall. But yeah, I should be wearing these already. I just got back from my trip pretty recently, so I haven't really gotten the chance to wear these yet. And I've also gotten a few things in the mail, so it's just been like testing out a few things. By the way, the Boadicea fragrances, I keep on reaching for them. It's pretty much all I've been wearing the last few days, which, for me, it's something that I never really do. I don't really, constantly wear the same fragrances, but with these last two Boadicea fragrances, which is Bodacious and Ardent, if you haven't seen that video, I don't know. I keep on reaching for them. I guess quality issues with Boadicea is a really common thing. But yeah, anyways, let's get to these top five. For the first one I want to talk about is Angel Share. Angel Share is that one DNA that maybe you get sick of it for a little bit when you're actually wearing it too much, but then you come back around in a year and it's magic again. For me, this always reminds me of when I first moved here to Buffalo. The cologne fragrance Fire Your Desire by Amir. It kind of brings me back to that time. It was around this kind of time that I moved to Buffalo about, I think, 2 years ago at this point, maybe 3. And this is one of the first fragrances I had. Well, it's actually the fragrance I had on the way here. So it's one of the fragrances I was wearing when I was first out. I was exploring the city. I've never been to Buffalo at least more than a weekend. And when I came here, it was for Niagara Falls. But yeah, so really good scent memory with Angel Share. One I'm excited to wear a little bit more. I'm starting to slowly enjoy sweet fragrances again. For some reason, for a while, I wasn't really enjoying them. But to be honest, I wish they lasted I wish they didn't last as long. Something I do enjoy the scent of sweet fragrances, but when it gets to the point that it's like 5 hours or like 6 hours and I'm still smelling it, that's when I'm like tired of it and I don't want to wear it for a while. So it's good when I'm wearing it in burst, but I hate it when I'm wearing it for, like, let's say, an entire day. So definitely not a work fragrance for me, but it is more of a, like, if I'm going out for maybe a few hours and I'm coming back and I could, change and shower. That's when I'm going to be wearing sweet fragrances. Next is one that I got recently and I've only worn once. And again, I choked myself out with this fragrance. Same kind of situation. Sweet fragrance, lasted a little too long. Plus, it might have been a little too warm. It's going to be Guerlain's Angelique Noir. So I'm looking forward to trying it now that it's way colder. It's probably more appropriate to be wearing this fragrance for me, at least. Like I said, the sweetness, the cooler it is, it kind of cuts it back a little bit. It doesn't really project too loud, as loud. Maybe it still projects pretty loudly, but not as loud. But there's another one that I choked myself out with. This was the first Guerlain fragrance I pretty much really fell in love with, at least from their higher end line. And this was maybe a few years ago. Never bought it recently, and I'm really happy to have it. So that's Angelique Noir by Guerlain. Next is going to be another sweet fragrance. All these are pretty much going to be sweet fragrances, but Vanilla Diorama. This one I actually sprayed on a few sprays the other day. 2 sprays, smelling it all day. So I believe this one, it's either discontinued or a certain size got discontinued. It might have been like the bigger size, I think it was like 8 ounce or something, maybe the 6 ounce. I don't remember what it was. I'm trying to smell these fragrances. I can still kind of smell them, but I guess I'm getting sick. I can't really breathe through my nose right now. So yeah, Vanilla Diorama, enjoyed the wearing. It kind of reminded me of something I got recently, or a sample, which was this one, Carry On. Aragon, my bad. The Yellow New Parfum de Marly kind of reminded me of that. So I would say this fragrance is kind of like a mix of Angel Share and Vanilla Diorama. That's the best way I could describe this scent. This is actually a pretty good scent, but the price tag is kind of a little out there. So if you want this fragrance, the way it smells, it's the same price if you buy one of these and Angel Share, and you wear them at the same time and you layer them, you'll still get 2 fragrances for the price of this. So do what you want with that information, but I was actually really enjoying Vanilla Diorama. That was the fragrance it reminded me of. If this was a little bit more cinnamon heavy like Angel Share, that's kind of where that fragrance does come from, at least in my opinion. Then we have Baby Cat, which is, again, choked myself out. Maybe it was a little too warm when I got this fragrance and I wanted to try it out. I believe it was like in the 60s that day, and that would have probably been a little bit too warm. Again, choked myself out. Maybe too many sprays. I think I did like 3 or 4. And I haven't worn the fragrance since. I can't really smell it, but this one, after that last wearing, I consider selling it because of how badly I choked myself out. And I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going to reach for this fragrance again. So, but yeah, either way now, I am looking forward to wearing it. Now that it's cooled down a bit, I don't want to wear it to work. I know I'll probably choke myself out. Plus, especially if I'm going to be inside of a building where it's not as cold, I'm not going to wear this fragrance for 12 hours. I just can't do it for myself, for my sanity, for sweet fragrances. But if I'm out and about, either date night with the wife or just, going to a movie or something, I don't mind wearing something like this. And then lastly, this is one that I can stand. It's a really good fragrance. It's going to be Interlude 53. Now, I have worn this. It was a warmer day, maybe in the 70s, and I did get compliments. I only did 2 sprays, but I was smelling it. For a lot of you that may not like the Interlude DNA right now, I get it. It does change. I did smell it back then. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, and now I own Interlude 53, which in my opinion is probably the best version of the DNA. And I enjoy it. I don't know if I would enjoy the regular Interlude. I don't know if I went back to smell it, if I would enjoy it as much as I enjoy this one. I don't think so. Or Interlude Black Iris. I really don't remember what that smells like. But yeah, either this is done in a really nice way that it's less harsh and easier to like, which is possible, or my nose has matured a bit and I actually kind of like this kind of DNA. But you just have to be careful with the sprays. You can't overwhelm somebody with this. I feel like if you overwhelm somebody with this, even if you overwhelm yourself with this, that's when you're getting that kind of like, you're getting those looks of like, what the hell are you wearing? But if it's something done with like 2 sprays, maybe 1 spray, and it's just catching it out in the air, it smells really nice. So that's going to be Interlude 53. Looking forward to wearing it more often, especially with the colder weather. The last time I wore it was just because I did get it in the mail, and I kind of said, screw it, I'll wear it and see how it goes. And it went really well. Got compliments on the only time I wore it, but I'm looking forward to wearing it more often. But that's going to be Homage Interlude 53. But yeah, these are 5 of the best men's fragrances to wear for the fall, especially 5 I'm looking forward to wearing. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one, guys.